school rules.
Yeah, he used to break rules all the time. Yeah, he used to lie a lot. He lied several times. He lied several times. I caught him several times lying.
He's suing me for defamation for what I've said about him. And I'm finding out after teacher after teacher after teacher, he's far worse than what I said. Far worse. I mean, like, far worse. He was put up on a pedestal by every single media outlet, politicians, footballers, celebrities, boxers, everybody. And he's suing me for defamation for what I've said about him. All I'm knocking on the door and asking teacher after teacher after teacher is, what was Jamal like? And it's just flowing. It's just boom. And he was far worse than anything I said. Far worse. I find it insane. Because there is no way that all the things I'm now finding out, that no other journalist has found this out. They must have known what it was like, because it hasn't been hard.
But I will portray Paul Bailey was disgusting. It really was.
Cool, because that's what I spoke to loads of people who said no, Bailey wasn't a bully.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't racist.
His mum had a bit of a gob, don't get me wrong, because they used to live up here.
Yeah.
Bailey wasn't like that at all. He had two half-caste sisters, so how could he have been with that, you know? But Bailey wasn't racist, that far from it.
Yeah.
He wasn't a bully, he was a good lad.
Oh no.
See him along there and he'd always say, oh yeah, no, she was alright, you know. But even doing...
Because he got portrayed, the way the media portrayed it was that Bailey was a horrible racist kid and that Jamal was an innocent little refugee.
He wasn't. That far from it.
So you were told Bailey was a bully and he was a racist. He wasn't a saint in school. He'd be the first to admit that. But he wasn't a bully or a racist. The police concluded there was nothing racist about the scuffle. Yet you were told he was vermin. You were told he needed to be dealt with. He was vilified by the media, by politicians and by celebrities. Bailey a bully? Bailey a racist? Not according to his teachers and other children. Not according to his head teacher of his school.
He was a 15-year-old kid, and he would have been, could be, have a great future. He's a very articulate lad. He's got a lot of issue about justice. Yeah, I think, I could have seen him being a lawyer or something like that because he has that in him.
Really?
Yeah. And he would stand up for his peers in school where he felt things were fair.
Yeah.
He would do that.
I just want to tell the truth about Bailey.
Yeah, well...
His life was destroyed.
Well, that's not fair either, is it?
As a racist bully, and he weren't.
And he wasn't.
I know.
And I both know that.
I know.
Unfortunately, the truth is just...
But Bailey didn't even get to sit his GCSEs because of this campaign of hate, this perversion of the truth. What about Jamal's broken arm? Which the world was told was because of bullying. That was a lie. School incident reports record that he had been punching a much younger child in the face while holding him in a headlock, and he was pushed off him, fell and broke his arm. The police considered the incident to have been dealt with properly.
He was picking, I think he picked, and I don't know who, somebody pushed him to get him off.
He started calling my mum a white fat bitch and stuff, and then he like...
You start calling your mum
a white fat bitch.
a white fat bitch?
And then I went up to him, and then I chucked a bottle at him, and then he put me in a headlock, and then my mate pushed him off me.
And I believe that's how he broke his arm?
Yeah.
So he had you in a headlock?
Yeah.
So he physically assaulted you?
Yeah.
You said he called your mum a white bitch?
Yeah.
Is that sort of terminology he uses a lot?
Yeah.
There were all sorts of misconceptions, like the fact that he had a broken arm.
I've got two independent witnesses, Taryn.
No, he hit a year 8 kid. And another kid in year 11 stepped in and said, "What are you doing?" Pushed him over. Broke his arm.
Who he had in a headlock.
It must have been just start of year 11, put this kid in a headlock. One of my friends wasn't having it, didn't like how he was behaving, grabbed him and just threw him off him. Like anyone do break up a fight, they just like throw him off him, but this wasn't a fight. This was an all-out brawl, one-sided, completely one-sided, because this kid had no match against Jamal. Just threw him off him and it landed on a curb.
How big was the kid? Jamal was in year 11?
Yeah, half the size of Jamal easily.
Okay. No, he was 12 and Jamal was 15.
But it was like kind of like half size-ish, kind of like up to shoulders kind of thing.
Yeah.
But he still had no match against him. and my friend just grabbed him, threw him off him, and he landed on a curb. And that was about it.
So, I've read it reported in by Jeremy Vine and in the newspapers that that was an incident of Jamal being bullied.
No, exact opposite. He was bullying this kid.
So you see, people thought that was all part of it.
But that's, do you know why?
Can somebody be thrown to the floor with a broken arm?
But do you know why? Do you know why they thought it was part of it? Because the solicitor said it was.
No, well, that's not true. That generally is not true. I could even name it. I won't. But I could name the child in year 8 that he did it to, and I could name the child in year 11 that stepped in.
So someone stepped in.
Because basically, the school was a pretty good place. Kids had good values. So if you saw a bigger kid hitting a little kid, you'd step in and say, "What are you doing? Get off him." And we even had it where.
Do you know what he said to the year 8 kid?
No.
Called his mum a white slag.
Yes. Now
I've got that on camera as well.
Now you say it, yes, he would have done that, and that would have been incredibly provocative for him.
Even in his statement to court, Jamal claims they were forced to relocate from Huddersfield for their own safety to a different part of the country. Really? Because the records say there was no racial motivation and there was no threat at home. That's what the records say. And this is why the authorities, they refused to move them. And while all this was going on, records also show that his dad, Jihad, his dad's name is Jihad, he'd threatened to kill himself if the rest of his family weren't brought in from Syria. It's not surprising that some authorities expressed concerns that Jihad Hijazi was trying to manipulate the system to get what he wanted, including better housing. You were not told the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. You weren't told anything approaching the truth by the mainstream media. And in Jihad Holy War's statement to the court, Jihad said that he wished he had died in the war with his family rather than go through what happened at Almondbury Community School. Really? He wished he was dead and all his family were dead rather than go through this school playground incident. Listen to the clip again. Listen to what Bailey's saying. He's asking Jamal repeatedly, what are you saying now? It wasn't a random attack. It wasn't a racist attack. Bailey didn't threaten to stab Jamal. The playground incident was not the beginning of the story. It was a culmination of many events. Not least, it was a response to Jamal's alleged threats to rape Bailey's younger sisters. They were about 9 years old at the time of this. So as a girl at that school, when you saw the portrayal of what happened with Bailey and him, because he was painted as this innocent little kid.
He wasn't innocent. He started in everyone.